All right.
Now recording crisply. I mean, it's all right, Toretto, isn't it?
Oh, interesting.
What's interesting?
So you know how you were like, Jessiie, you're too loud.
Yeah.
So I turned myself down, and now Audacity is like, I can barely hear you.
Oh, so you need to turn yourself up a little bit then. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Hey, podcasts always go well, don't they? Speaking of
It'd be
which,
great for you to edit. Yep.
hello and welcome back to another episode of the Minecraft Update podcast. Very unofficial, just letting you know. This is episode. Jeez, I'm starting already. It's episode 30, and we're live on the Discord to a bunch of people who have joined in to listen, and we're going to be
official
monitoring.
Discord. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to be monitoring chat in the general chat. And basically, we're not going to be responding to chat unless there's anything particularly really relevant that we think comes up, like a correction of something that we've said that's wrong. But we will, when we get to the questions section, be looking for questions. So we have picked out 3. We got a lot of questions from the emails and the feedback form and the Discord as well this week. So we've picked out 3 of those. If we... I've lost my train of thought already.
If
we don't have
need
enough
more.
questions from
Yeah.
the group, we can go into the ones that we have backlogged for next week.
Exactly.
And
And if we got a lot of questions from the group, then what we'll do is we'll save the rest of them for next week, if I remember. So there you go.
Good talk.
Probably not. Right. Okay. Jessiie, what have you been up to this week?
Oh, my friend.
Here it comes, yeah.
No, I have been really happy. I have been live streaming like nobody's business. I am over on Twitch all the time. I'm in my Discord all the time. I'm in Ricky's Discord all the time. I'm everywhere. Like, I'm about this life now that my desk has moved. I did, you'll be so proud of me, managed to get an episode out today, which, I mean, come on, hasn't happened in so long. But it's hot.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
You
Come on,
complain to
Foxy.
me about temperature,
Yep, come
Jessiie
on.
B.
Okay, hold
I
on.
had one day of my whole life that was too warm. How dare you?
Right, here it comes. Yep.
It's so hot, right? It's so hot. But the reason why it is a annoying thing is because I have a baby, and my baby doesn't nap when it's too hot.
No.
And so she has been the crankiest, bossiest child that I have ever met. And I can't do anything about it. I've put, when you put cold towels over the fan so that it cools it down more. I've tried everything. And she is just like, no, it is too hot to exist. I am not sleeping, Mom. So that has been not the best.
Oh, yeah, that's tough, isn't it? It's tough on the kids. And
Yeah.
you got to hand it to them, because when it is hot at night, especially, they do sleep, and they are cranky, and they don't know how to handle it. But they do. I think you've got to give them all a pat on the back, because they deal with it the best they can,
yeah.
and I think they're brilliant. So, yeah. Oh man, jeez. Anything else?
No. Besides that, I've just been, chugging along, trying to do this content. Oh, I messed with my camera, and turns out it's actually pretty good. Fiddled with all the settings, went on YouTube, was like, okay, how do I make this not look like a desaturated mess? And after some fiddling, it's pretty decent. I will say, I think I figured out the problem though, is I need like a mic stand, because right now I have it on an arm. And so the only thing that the camera picks up is this long mic arm, and then a little bit of my face. So I was like, okay, I should probably figure that out. Other than that, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's we talked about, YouTube content creator issues with where to put your camera last week, and hiding your mic stand is one of the hardest things. It's very difficult to do. I think the only real way to properly hide it is to get, as long as you've got a ridiculously quiet room, which neither of you have, you can get a shotgun microphone and put it behind your desk and point it at you. But realistically, you just want to try and angle it as far to the side of your face as possible, and so that it still picks you up. So it's tricky. Right, Slack, do you want to do your week before I get into mine, or do you want to save it till last?
You can go ahead. I'll let you decide on that one.
Well, I just because you've got some stuff you want to say, so I thought I'll get mine out of the way, and then we can focus on yours a little bit more. Okay?
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so this week for me, as some of you may be aware, I have been vlogging. I have been doing daily vlogs on my mission to get fit and healthy. I've been eating healthy food. I've been doing lots of exercise, and I've been ridiculously tired. Like totally exhausted because it's only sort of occurred to me the last couple of days that I'm not eating enough. So I'm eating about half or less than half of the calories that I'm putting that I'm using. So I'm just exhausted. Like Monday was great because I took Saturday and Sunday pretty much off, and then like Tuesday wasn't too bad. Yesterday was awful, and today I just want to go to sleep. So that's it's tough. It's always going to be tough when you're taking on like lots and lots of bad habits all at the same time and trying to change things. But I am enjoying it. But as a result, obviously, Minecraft has just completely gone out the window just because I can't manage the focus on all of it, which has been, it did stress me out actually a little bit earlier this week, but I'm sort of come to terms with the fact that it's just going to have to take a back seat while I just get a handle on this and then come back again during the summer holidays when I've got some time. Other than that, we had the hottest day on record for the UK a couple of days ago. Obviously, none of us got air conditioning. We got the houses that literally store heat. So that was very hot. But I'm not going to go on about it, because why would I? I've got a whole video on it.
Isn't this the week of, the Brits complaining about the heat?
Right? Yeah, no, everything is hot forever, and you're allowed to say this sucks. You're allowed to say it's awful. Yeah.
It wasn't good. It wasn't nice at all. During the day is not too bad because you can sit there and just sweat and put a fan on you. But it's the night time when you're so tired of it and you just want to escape from it and you can't. And that was the worst bit, just trying to sleep. So I mentioned to Jessiie before the podcast, actually, that I totally rearranged my room before I went to bed so that I could put the fan literally next to me as I was asleep. I mean, it was almost touching me. I got a big bowl, like a mixing bowl, filled it with water, put all of the ice packs I've got out of the fridge in it behind the fan to try and at least encourage it to blow some cold air. And I had the fan on maximum, which normally just irritates me because it's so loud. But I couldn't even feel it. I kept like putting my hand up to see, is this even blowing on me? And I'm laid there, no sheets on, no like covers or anything like that. Just me, naked, I guess. just hot.
dying.
Just dying.
Yeah. So that was an awful night. I wouldn't want anyone to go through that. So especially kids. Nellie seems to love it though. I couldn't get her in from the garden. Like I was letting her out obviously to go to the toilet in the garden, and she'd just go and lay in the hottest bit in the middle of the grass and just chill out, not panting or anything. I'm like calling her in, come on, come in. She's just looking at me going, no, I like it. So she didn't seem to mind at all. But I did. So that's it for me. This week has literally been doing those three things: enjoying it, struggling, then enjoying it, then struggling again. But it's been emotional.
I will say it's been really nice watching your progress and actually watching the vlogs. I've really enjoyed them, and it's motivated me. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I really like what you're doing so far.
I've had some amazing feedback from it in the comments. I've even opened up a channel on request on my Discord about it, and people are all sort of joining in that and talking about what they're doing and what foods they're eating and stuff like that. So I'm really, really happy that it has had a positive effect on people.
It's gave me second thought on things that I'm consuming and taking into. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
You just got to make sure whatever you do is sustainable and you can enjoy it, because the last thing you want to do is just spend your life being miserable. And you just got to remember, it's not if I do this for a short amount of time, I'll get to somewhere and I can just stop and go back to where I was. You've got to aim to do this forever. And I think I've started off too strong, and I'm finding it unsustainable. I've already lost. I mean, in the first week I lost over 4 pounds, which was great, but it's not. I'm so tired all the time, and I just craving snacks. So I need to find a way to incorporate the good stuff into it, as well as knocking the bad habits on the head. But anyway, enough about my vlogs. Slack, what have you got to tell us?
Okay, so I'm just going to kind of keep it short and simple, like I told you all, and I've told a few people in my community. Last Thursday, I was not here in the podcast, and that's because I was seeking medical help, is the best way to put it. Back in April, January, February, March, April, I had neck surgery. Y'all remember that? They pretty much went in and hacked off half of my head to resolve a problem that I had with my neck. And of course, in the past, I've dealt, I'll just be blunt and straight. And if you need to edit it, you can. In the past, I've dealt with addiction to pain pills before. And when I went and had the surgery, I was adamant with the doctor, don't give me pain pills, don't give me pain pills, don't give me pain pills. And the next day I couldn't move. I was in agonizing pain and I gave in, and I called the doctor and he called me in a prescription. And I had a hard time distinguishing want from need, and it escalated and just kept getting worse and worse and worse. And it just came to a head last week. It came to a head last week, and I had to get help because I couldn't deal with it on my own. Anybody that suffered any kind of addiction knows what it's like. And I know it's probably something a little bit odd and a little bit weird for me to be open about, but I've found that in the last 2 years, honestly, in the last 3 years since I've known these people inside of Truly Bedrock, like Foxy and everyone else that I've hung out with and talked with, that I've changed and become a different person. I'm not the person that I used to be 5 years ago. I'm not the person I used to be 3 years ago. And I found that just being open and truthful is the best thing for me. So, you know, I didn't tell them Thursday what had happened. I had to step away and get the help that I needed. But now that I'm getting it and I'm on that road to being clean again, I guess is the best way to put it. I don't want to deny or lie or sugarcoat it or pretend that it didn't happen, because it did. You know, it happened to me years ago. And it happened again. And I'm dealing with the recovery from it is all. So no, that's where my week's been. It's been a lot of shaking, a lot of sleeping, struggling. I mean, it got to the point where I was just nonstop. I couldn't distinguish want from need. Oh, I stubbed my toe. Oh, I need this. Oh, I don't feel good. I need this. I'm going to go live and I'm nervous about it. I need this. And now it's weird because just in that few month time, I mean, we're almost in August now. We're in July. Mm-hmm. That's January, February, March, April. That's 4 months. May, June, July. That's 3 months. 3 months. I've been on them pretty much straight now. And I feel weird coming off of them, but I'm starting to feel like me again, if that makes any kind of sense. My head's slowly clearing up. Mm-hmm.
I just want to say I'm genuinely so proud of you, because not many people can recognize, especially that early on, right? Like you've said, okay, you've been on for 3 months. Being able to be that strong and that level headed and say, okay, there's something wrong. It's amazing. So I'm really, really proud of you.
And following that, I think to share this with people is probably one of the best things you could do. And I don't want to go, oh, me, but that's the exact reason I'm doing vlogs, is because I know I couldn't face my challenges on my own because I wouldn't do it. Having people that, although they won't because they're all really nice, but to technically hold you accountable just gives you that extra willpower that you need to do it. So I think that's the best thing you could do. So I'm really, absolutely 100% proud of you. I think you're brilliant, and I think you'll smash it like you always do. So keep it up.
Yeah, there's too much on the line. I mean, and honestly, it took my right hand. It took Team Hand smacking me pretty much in the face for me to realize what was going on. You know, it was, I got too much. I got an amazing community. I've got amazing people that I play games with. I don't have to go out and work a dead end job that I absolutely hate. I got the woman that I'm getting engaged to working on getting, a visa and everything. And literally just got an email a while ago that they're getting ready to start the actual process. 3 months of gathering paperwork, and we're finally getting somewhere with that. So addiction's hard. It's hard. Yeah. And it took someone close to me to point it out to me. And then once I realized it, because my doctor had said no. My doctor had said no more. Yeah. And I still had. I still had. Yeah. But I was getting low, and I was considering alternate means to getting. And I was like, something's not right. Something's not right at all. And it just, no. And then I realized that I wasn't in control no more. And if anything, I'm going to try to keep control.
Good for you, bud. Keep it up. You've got all of our support, and by the looks of things, people talking that you won't be able to see if you're watching this podcast on a different day other than the live one. There's many support in the little group that are listening to us, so thank you all for that. Have you got anything else you'd like to talk about this week, Slack, or should we move on?
No, just aside from that, getting a little clarity now, but you know me, I don't usually do one thing at a time, so I've also cut out like all caffeine and everything else. So
jeez.
yeah, I always do it in a good number, don't I?
Wow. Okay. Well, going from things that are ridiculously hard to things that are ridiculously easy, and that's sending us feedback. So because there's so many places to send it, you can email us at news@theminecraftupdate.com, or you can fill in the feedback form that's on the website that's not finished, or you can join the Discord and leave it there. And many people this week have. And we're gonna go through as much as that as we can, starting with Willager01 that says, "Hey Foxy, Slack, and Jesse. First of all, thanks you so much for creating such an amazing podcast. Listen whenever I can. I swear I've listened to some episodes at least 4 times. Second, did you guys build your computers or did you buy a pre-built? I have recently built my first one, and I was also wondering what the specifications are, GPU, CPU, etc. I always build my own computers because it's generally cheaper to do that if you know what you're doing, and you always end up with loads of problems. Whereas if you buy pre-built, it's just smooth running." My experience with pre-built computers is not good. Maybe they were cheap ones, but I didn't have a good time. So since having a few of those early on, I've always built my own, and they have been substantially more reliable. Like I've got computers that are 14 years old that should be well dead that just run perfectly. So, what about you guys?
What is your rig? Some basics.
I got it's relatively old now in technological terms. It's got an i9 9900K, which is what at the time was one of the best processors. In fact, if you look at if you Google now what's the best processor for editing videos, that still comes up as really high up the list, because even though these new ones for that Intel have done, like the 12th generation stuff, are ridiculously powerful, this one I've got is just still really close behind what they can do. So yeah, fantastic little graphics card. I've got a RTX 3080 Ti graphics card, and I recently installed 64 gigabytes of Corsair memory, upgraded from 32 because well, I was having issues, and I'm still having issues, so that's good.
Yeah, good talk there.
What about you, Slack?
Custom built. It's taken a while to get back into them. Right now, I'm just rocking a i9 as well, 10th gen, 2070 Super, and I don't know, like 64 gigs of RAM. Just what it needs to be. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, you of all people remember where it was 3 years ago.
Yeah,
remember the TV,
just like a tin of beans with a wire coming out of it, wasn't
it? yeah. It was definitely interesting. So it's been an interesting road, but yeah.
I think your monitor was like a Game Boy screen that you sort of hacked into it, wasn't it?
While Jessie's talking about hers, I'll see if I can find a picture for people to have a good laugh at.
Before content creating, I had a pre-made whatever, like a Dell computer or something. It was the worst thing that had ever existed. It was awful. And then I was like, you know what? I want to do something with this. And so the Hubs was like, I got you. And built me a custom computer. And I love it. But in the fact that I did not build it myself because I am computer dumb, I just had to look it up, right? My processor is an AMD Ryzen 38 XT something or another.
That's nice. That is good. That's good. That is, yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I only have 16 gigabytes of RAM, which makes me think I need to upgrade that. That
probably
seems
not,
low.
to be honest with you. Unless you're really pushing video editing to like 4K or something like that, you'll be fine with 16.
Well, there we go. Then I'll keep that. And I just got a new graphics card, which makes my heart happy because I edited my first video since getting it. And I went from a 30-minute render time to a 13-minute render time. And I was like, yes, life is happy now. So, yeah,
what's the
my
graphics
computer
card? What did you get?
I think it's a 30. I think it's a 3070. I have the box somewhere, but I think it's a 3070.
Fantastic.
If I'm correct, but yeah.
Very good. That's that's great. So
the old setup, I love it.
So just there, you've got like the audience knows now that we all run custom built PCs, and you can take it from us. We never ever have any issues recording the podcast. So custom PCs definitely the way to go. Jeez.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to have a laugh from that screenshot I just posted? If you look on that second monitor, I'm in a call with Foxy at that time.
Oh. Right, Slack, moving on. Oh no, Jessiie moving on to Merrick.
That's me. Merrick says, the past couple of episodes, y'all have talked about a super easy mode for kids. Couldn't you make something like that with an add-on?
Yes.
I have never made an add-on, but I suspect all you would have to do is give them a permanent resistance effect along with the Mayfly ability. Could probably do it with just command blocks. This is definitely a question geared towards you, Foxy.
Yeah, you could do that with an add-on very easily, but I think I just want that to be vanilla. You know, I think having were you part of the super easy mode question, Slack, or was that when you weren't here?
I remember us talking about it in the past, but I don't remember nothing more than talking.
Well, last week we got a bit of feedback saying I don't think it should exist because I'm too good at the game and my kids are loads better than yours. So we basically just doubled down on it, saying that it's we think it's like a good idea for it's basically making you invulnerable and allowing you to fly, but still having the survival game to your hand, just so people that do struggle with the game, and kids particularly, can enjoy it at the same level as their parents or other people they're playing with, without getting stuck and getting frustrated. And yeah, you could do it with an add-on, but getting anyone or kids that may be on an iPad or a Switch or a PlayStation, it's very difficult for them to get add-ons. So I'd rather it was part of the vanilla game. Yeah,
maybe with the vanilla game it just disables achievements and stuff like that. But yeah,
that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be it can be behind a cheat wall as far as I'm concerned, because you're just doing it to interact with other people. You're not doing it to advance the game. So yeah, that's fine with me.
Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, sounds legit. I'm sold.
It's in the good ideas basket already, Slack, so you don't need to worry about it. But
can I not put my stamp of approval on it? Jeez. Wow. Yeah, it's got Foxy and Jessiie. It needs Slack's approval.
We just assumed you'd be on board with it because you're a genuinely nice type of fellow.
Yeah, of course.
You mind this, Toretto?
Right, Slack, what's Thea got to say?
I'm quite glad Jessiie read the news this week. She actually learned the LA can't pick up scaffolding in 1.19.10, so she won't be asking us all in stream why the LA didn't pick up her scaffolding.
Oh my goodness, really?
I don't suppose you happened to catch last week's stream, did you, Slack?
No,
not stream,
I haven't
podcast.
Yet. No.
You should. It was fun. Just a bit where Jessiie reads the news. It was a very entertaining, long time.
Wow. I don't feel called out at all.
Oh, it was amazing. Jessiie, you got anything to say about that?
Never again. Never again. That's what I have to say about that.
Fair enough. Victim says, is 3 a magic number? I love the original Foxy podcast he did as a solo. 7 months ago, he returns to podcast with Slack, and the duo was fantastic. Now, with the addition of Jessiie, the show is absolutely magical. I've often noticed in life that things really do seem to have a little extra power, and would like to know your opinions of this. Oh, things of 3. Yeah, that's like an old wives' tale. My mum's always said, things come in 3s, and if you look at historical stuff, there's always like pyramids and things that are to the power of 3. So I think 3 is an important thing. So yeah, Slack, you were saying something? Oh, sorry, Jessiie.
No, I was just agreeing.
Yeah, I was gonna say 3 has always been my favorite number. So I particularly like notice things of 3. So yeah, it's something that I have noticed when you're reading history books or whatever. It's just like big events, big things. It's like you have 3s, which I always think is kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. And it's always, they say if you're doing like public speaking or marketing, you should, or repetition of 3. So you would say something at the beginning, you'd repeat that in the middle, and you'd repeat it again at the end. And that, you know, gets it in people's heads better, the hearing it 3 times. So yeah, 3 is important. Right.
Wait a minute. Is that why you say pay your stream fee, pay your stream fee, pay your stream fee?
Yeah, but no one listens, Slack. They all give it to you instead. Jeez. You must have snuck your PayPal donate button into my stream. I reckon that's what it is.
That goes back to the first stream that we ever did on TB, where we had a stream day on YouTube once. No, it was before we did a set platform. So some people were Twitch, some people were YouTube, and like you did a shout out, like because we were doing stuff over at the shopping area, and I gained like 7 Patreons that day. They're like, "Oh yeah, Foxy said you're a good content creator. Thanks." I was like, "Thanks."
You're welcome. I want half. Okay, Jessie, moving on.
C2 Chaswell says, on last week's super easy mode discussion, I just realized you have super easy mode if you are playing with young children. You can put your child on creative while keeping yourself on survival. You can fly and are invincible, just like you suggested. Also, you can fly on survival on the old console editions, Xbox 360.
It's not the same.
No, not the same.
Not quite.
Rubbish I do.
Yeah, I think the point that we were trying to make was that the kids want to emulate the parents, or people that like do struggle with the game for whatever reasons. Maybe it's their input method, maybe it's issues with motability. Having a way you can play survival but without getting frustrated was the point. So yeah, anyone can just jump into creative mode, but then you're not in survival anymore. You can't go and chop down a tree because you're just going to punch it and it's going to disappear.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Naya, thank you for the feedback, but unfortunately, it's not the one we're looking for.
These are not the droids you are looking for.
Exactly.
Sorry, I was reading Rotated Outface's thing before I read it out loud. Listening to this week's pod bit about TB Season 3 conflicting lore, and speaking as someone who watches Foxy's TB content almost exclusively, I have to say, Alice, who the is Alice?
Yeah. Do you know that song, Alice? Alice, who the heck is Alice? You know that song from the 80s?
No, I don't.
No,
oh man,
no.
It was always on at the discos when we were little. So yeah, that's the reference there. But Alice was obviously Zloy's AI that basically took over. I don't know. They did all sorts. It was that was a really good storyline as Zloy's actually back on season 2. So if you haven't seen that, check it out.
I love the conflicting storyline. Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing now. We've kind of lost track on our storyline. we really need to net our storyline back together. I think that's kind of what's pulled everything apart too.
Yeah, we need to get on it. We do.
Foxy, you're up next.
I know. I thought Jessie might have something to say, but fair enough. Okay. TurtleBrown78 says, TurtleBrown78 here. Apparently, there is a new Minecraft Legends video on the Minecraft YouTube channel explaining the game. I think you guys should discuss it as it's the most in-depth look at Legends so far. TurtleBrian78's brain exploded watching Minecraft Legends videos. If it's the one I think it is, it's the one where it's the developer diaries type thing, isn't it? And they do show a little bit of gameplay, but I watched that. I still have absolutely no clue what it is, how it works, what you're supposed to do. And I have to say, everything I've seen about it just looks totally off-putting. I don't hate it, but I think the graphics look awful. I don't like the way the camera seems to work. It doesn't look like a FoxyNoTail game. I think I'm going to need to either see gameplay of people actually explaining it or playing it before I jump into that one, because I can't see it. Well, I don't feel any excitement from it.
Come on, you can't tell me that at some point in time somebody's like, "Oh, you should play Minecraft," and you looked at that and you go, "Why do I want to play this 80s looking pixelated game?" Come on. And now look, you do Minecraft for a living. Just say it.
Valid. Valid.
Yeah, I agree. It may well be one of those games that I load up and I'm like, "Oh, this is brilliant. I really love it. I don't care how bad the graphics are." Absolutely. But I'm just saying, the way that they've showcased it for me as somebody that doesn't understand what it is and what it's trying to achieve, or how you would even in order to get excited about a game, for me, I need to know what I'm supposed to do in that game. So when you see a game trailer, you know if it's going to be a first person shooter, you know if it's going to be real-time strategy, you know if it's going to be, a survival game, and you can imagine looking at what you're given in front of you, what you might do on that. And with this, I just have no clue. It just, the way they talk about it makes it sound like it's going to be this huge, expansive overworld that you're in charge of. But then they also go, it feels very linear and streamlined. So I don't know, and I don't get it. So I can't get excited. Sorry. And it looks awful. I say it looks awful. Look how good Dungeons looked, and then they bring this out.
Yeah. I was going to say, I'm definitely in the middle there, because I agree with you. I think it looks awful, especially comparing it to what we already have. Minecraft Dungeons is one of the most beautifully done games that I've seen in a long time. It's just the art is great. The gameplay is actually, I'm a fan. I like it. So seeing all of the previews or whatever, the teasers that they have given us, I'm so underwhelmed, and I definitely agree. I want to see more, right? I want to see someone actually play the game to know if I'm going to like it or not.
Yeah, but the fact that they put out a developer diaries video on it and just gave us the most vague overview of what they didn't go into, what is it, how it works, or what they've done. It was just hey, we made this cool game, look, and it's what am I looking at? I don't know, I don't get it.
Yeah, I would like a Minecraft strategy game like StarCraft or something like that, or the original World of Warcraft before it became WoW, when it was still a strategy game. And I kind of get that vibe off of some scenes, and then some scenes I don't. Some scenes are open world, and I'm like, how do you have strategy in open world as an RPG?
Exactly.
Can we get some true clarification? Because it just feels like it's a mixed match of too many games. It
does. And I'm sure, because it's Mojang are making it, and it's the Java team that seems to be doing a lot of the work on it, I'm sure it'll be great, but it just feels, the marketing of it, the way they've put it out there, the way it looks, and what we've seen so far just looks like a total mess to me. It doesn't seem to know what it is.
Can we get some custom texture packs?
Yeah. Can I just get the lighting and the colors from Dungeons? It looks so good.
Oh, yeah. Dungeons graphics look amazing. Yeah.
Jeez. Right. Okay. Moving on.
Oh, boy. Kiwi says, I found Jessiie doing the news segment with the changelog on her own was hilarious and think it should become a regular part of the show. Maybe this way she'll learn to pay more attention to Foxy. Have fun, Zoidberg. Kiwi. I have so much to say with such a little comment. One, I pay attention to Foxy sometimes, and also never reading the news again. Never. Not ever going to happen. And also, Zoidberg, really?
You pay attention in between falling asleep at the news. That's fine for me. That's absolutely fine.
There you go.
Well, that's our nap time. You shouldn't have said nothing. You should have just left that a secret.
I know. I like how I was called out, but Slack definitely does the same thing.
Oh, I fall asleep. He has to edit out snoring sometimes in that.
No, generally speaking, just Slack. When I ask for some sort of response while I'm reading the news, Slack responds, and Jessiie just goes, "I don't know. It's above my. I don't know what.
It's above my pay grade."
Yeah, but it's I don't know.
What game is it called again? Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Hey, Foxy. Rotated Face here says, don't think we haven't noticed that you've managed to crowbar your desire for dodge roll move into Minecraft into every episode for the last 3 weeks.
Well, I'm sorry, Rotated Face, but I promise that I won't shoehorn my desire for the dodge roll to be included in Minecraft, which I think it should be, and I've got a lot of good arguments as to why it should be. It definitely, I won't even mention it in this podcast, okay? You've got my word that I won't mention how much I think a dodge roll should be. No, on Legends, it looks like you're stuck to the back of a horse. It doesn't look like you do anything other than sit on a horse. It's so weird. Oh, jeez. Thanks, Rob. Right, Wally says, you guys was talking about updates. Why don't Mojang release them parts at a time, not all at once, as Oh, geez, there's no punctuation in this one. And as for bugs, why don't they hire money people to fix all of the updates and release the updates every week? P.S. Love the podcast. Oh, so basically, why don't Mojang throw infinite money at people that have never worked on the game before to fix the game they've never worked on before?
Bite my lip,
Yes.
bite my lip, bite my lip, bite my lip, bite my lip, bite my lip.
No, hire all the people. It's fine.
Just more.
Yeah,
More developers. I mean, more of everything never had any issues. I mean, I've never heard the phrase too many cooks spoils the broth. So, just get more of them in. I think they should not only have a developer for each line of code.
I was just going to say, I was like, I've literally never heard that phrase. So,
Really?
I mean, yeah.
Oh, well, now you have. So, yeah. The reason is, Wally, because the game doesn't make any money once you've bought it. It's not like it's a huge money spinner outside of like the events that they do and the marketplace and things like that. So they don't have infinite buckets of money to just throw at it. And if you've got too many developers working on one thing, how do you coordinate all that? All that does is end up with more and more meetings, more and more discussion, which means less and less time actually working on the game. So
Well,
I think...
I mean, they put them over on Dungeons and not Dungeons. What's the new one we were just talking about?
Legends.
You just said the whole Java team's over there on Legends. Yeah.
Well, they're not doing it on Java anymore.
Right,
Java's had the 1.19.1 release candidate coming out for about 6 months. So, clearly all busy doing something else.
Why don't they go work over on Bedrock instead of giving us 80% of the code? Give us the full 100%. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but then we'd have nothing to complain about.
Oh, I'm sure we can find something to complain about. I've hung out with you. I've got unedited raw clips with me and you talking.
Oh, geez, that's the end of the feedback section. If you'd like to leave us feedback, then please do send an email to news@theminecraftupdate.com and put feedback in your subject line, or fill out the form on the Unfinished website, or join the Discord and slap it on there. Right. Moving away from the feedback onto Jessie's favourite section, we're going into the news, and wow, it's been a news week this week. Woohoo!
So excited.
Minecraft Java Edition, Jessie, has had pre-release 5, pre-release 6, and release candidate 2.
In 1 week?
In 1 week.
That actually is a lot.
And they all have nothing in them at all, apart from the fact that the Sculpt Catalyst, which has also been nerfed in Bedrock Edition, has been nerfed. You no longer get 20 XP from it. When you break it, you get 5 XP instead, because people were using Warden farms to make XP. How dare they?
How
Out there we make farms in Minecraft?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, it's not even a really viable XP farm for us. Bottles of Enchanting are more of a viable thing than that.
Bottles of Enchanting give you on average, I think, 2 to 3. No, is it 3 to 5 XP?
It's 3
But
to 5.
here's the beautiful thing. You can hold your sword and mend it. With, no. You have to break that. You have to break that. No.
Yeah.
No.
But on Java Edition. Right.
You're starting on Java Edition.
Other changes in pre-release 5 were totally not worth talking about. And in pre-release 6, they're also not worth talking about. And you'll be glad to know that in release candidate 2, there's a wealth of information I could go through, but it's not worth talking about. So if anyone wants to know what happened in any of those, the links to those changelogs will be listed in the description below. There's no, I mean, how many times can I see fixes to the new chat system before I pull my hair out?
Yeah, before you just mute chat. Yeah. That's literally what I do. That's about the first thing I do when I join a world.
Yeah.
Not being live on a server with, trusted content creators and them saying anything inappropriate. Nope, my chat stays off.
To be fair, for pre-release 6, they have changed. They fixed a couple of bugs that were quite important, such as like wall blocks and carpets generating vibrations and stuff like that in the deep dark, and a few crash issues. But it's just stuff. It really does. I mean, they've gone to release candidate again now, which means that they're finished with the pre-releases again, unless they roll it back. So it feels like maybe they are getting towards an actual release, but it just felt like that's all lingered for so long. So. Yeah.
Excuse me. Oh.
You're right there. Did you fall asleep?
Yeah, just no sneezed. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I think Chris detected it and muted it because I didn't hear you sneeze. Just say,
Yeah, I did.
excuse me.
Yeah.
It sounded more like you must have farted or something.
Great. You can just insert anything you want into there. Good talk.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I got my fart noise at the handy. Let me just press it. Oh, the wrong one. Right, okay.
Wow.
Jeez. Okay, the Minecraft Bedrock preview 1.19.20.23 has also released this week. It was a little bit late actually in the day, but it did eventually come out. And there are a few changes in this that I'm not overly keen on, but, you know, we're going to talk about them anyway. So, again, this has had the Skulk Catalyst nerf from 20 XP to 5 XP. And guess what, guys? There's more world gen changes because, of course there is, because they can't help fiddling with it. The Skulk patches in Ancient Cities will now, they've basically changed it so there can be more of it. And the Skulk patches can replace different block types as well, so they don't just get limited to Deep Slate. They can replace other things as well. So now, if you reset your world again, you get even more Skulk in the Ancient Cities, which is fantastic. So thanks, Mojang, for making the Ancient Cities even less interesting, because I just want to reset them all.
Can we just toggle them off? Boop, off. Don't need.
Go.
No. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Last week we had in the changelog that allays and bees would not get stuck in full blocks. Jessie, do you remember? You read the news?
I do. I was excited about that. I was like, yes, this is great. And now I am reading that it is less likely. That's just rude. Like, I was genuinely probably the thing I was most excited for last week. I was like, whoa, they're not going to get stuck. Less likely. Why?
It's so crazy. Like the one changelog very specifically, they won't get stuck in for non-full blocks. And this week's like, well, actually, they will a bit.
Well, sorry.
Sometimes, but if you don't look at it, then we can mark that as resolved.
Rude.
Yeah, good job on the pathfinding again there. Oh, geez. Okay,
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
more good news for you, Jessie. Do you remember that first time that you killed the warden and it was kind of by accident because it was stuck up above you and you could just shoot it with the arrow?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, good news is the warden will now drop down up to 20 blocks high ledges instead of 3 to come and get you. So no more cheesing the warden by having it spawn at the top of a cliff.
Yay. That's so exciting. This is the best news I have ever heard in my whole life.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Mangrove logs, mangrove wood, and stripped mangrove wood can now be used to craft campfires with charcoal, so that's good news.
Maybe it was last week or something. I found out this week that the roots, okay, I got on TB today on Bedrock and I mined one of the trees and the roots I could hit with an axe, and I was really happy.
Oh, they fixed that, have they? Oh, that's good.
It's fixed on TB.
Excellent. What you'll be really both over the moon to learn about, and this one is, I mean, I can't believe they haven't done this sooner. This should have been priority number 1 as far as I'm concerned. Instantaneous potion effects and tipped arrows won't be applied to dead mobs and players anymore, so that's good.
That is great. Yeah. Great news. Best news.
Yeah. Great. And players no longer take damage entering a nether portal if it's placed at below -21. So, you know, that is a good thing. There's another one to do with the Y level as well, which says it's fixed a bug where some mobs wouldn't load into the world if they were saved at a Y level of 25 or higher. So that might explain why everybody's villagers were going missing. Who knows?
Oh, God. No, nothing. No, just going on. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And that is pretty much it. They said they've fixed the soul sand bug. Now, have either of you seen the soul sand bug?
No, I hadn't known it was a thing.
Okay.
What was wrong with it?
So it was actually really well covered by Silent in his Bug Rock of the Weeks, but I noticed I think we even got some feedback on it a couple of weeks ago, where if you walk on soul sand, with the Soul Speed boots, the effect of the Soul Speed boots wouldn't kick in for like 20 seconds, and then you could come off the Soul Sand and just run around with Soul Speed for like 20 or 30 seconds after you'd come off the Soul Sand, and likewise the slowed down movement would take ages to kick in or like disappear again. So I believe this means that Soul Sand will actually only have the effect when you're on it now, which is better.
It makes more sense, yeah.
Yeah. And other than a few other little tweaks and changes, there really is very, very little in that changelog as well. So 1.19.20.23, maybe we're getting close to a release for 1.19.20. I don't know. But yeah, hopefully we won't see any more world generation changes, or I'm going to quit.
I mean, don't worry. The next one, they'll change something in the swamps, and Jessiie will be like, "Nobody touch my swamp!" Or the mangrove biome. Yeah.
No, it's true. I was adamant. I literally, for those of you who are not in TB, I legitimately put a thing. I was like, if you load my swamp, we're gonna have problems. Like I was like very firm.
I wasn't loading it. I was just looking at it.
I was just flying above it. Yeah.
No.
Just making sure it's the right one I should avoid.
I can go there and get all that clay now, right? Like it's in this one, the last update.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, I guess we're gonna find out.
Might be pruned again.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, you pruned out all my ancient cities, and so then I had to go back, and I was like, "Whoa, it's all different." I like freaked out.
Don't worry, when this one comes out, it'll be all different again.
Yeah, they're just gonna.
I'm slightly concerned because do you remember Stream Weekend when I logged out at an ancient city that was like 8,000 blocks out?
Oh no!
I'm still there.
You're in the void, mate.
Yeah, quite possibly.
If I load that area though, you should be fine, right?
I did,
unless you are
check the world download before I put it back on the server and single player. No, on the no, I did it on the server. Otherwise, it would on single player would have been back at spawn. So yeah, I was there, but I don't know if that's the upload that I put back on the server or if that was a different one. So anything could happen when I log back in. That's going to be good fun.
Make sure you're recording.
Yeah, exactly.
And because obviously when I'm testing when we update the server, I have to go into creative mode, make sure all the add-ons and stuff work. So I had a full inventory of all the stuff that me and Jessiie had collected on stream day from the ancient city. So I stole a shulker box from creative mode, put all of my stuff in there, so when I did the clear inventory I didn't wipe out all my stuff, and put that on the floor. And then so my inventory is empty, so it could well be because also in the little bedroom area that we had, I had my ender chests, I had all the warden heads, I had all my shulker boxes of rockets, I had my shulker boxes of food. I may have lost everything, so looking forward to getting back on and finding out. But good news, I have my rollback thing now, my clone tool, so I can just clone the old thing back in. It'll be all right. So I'm not too worried. Right. Anyway, go on, Jessiie.
I was just gonna say, all of the guilt, right? I'm like, oof, I feel so bad. That would be miserable. So hopefully you can just flip, put it back in, kind of like we did with Zap's farms.
Yeah. And good news, speaking of, I don't know why we're talking about this is in the news section, it's completely irrelevant, but we did manage to zap another 4 million entities from the TB world when upgrading to 1.19.10.
Oh my goodness.
So, yeah, amazing. Good job.
Yeah.
Right. The last piece of news is about Mojang talking about NFTs. So they basically put an article out and a whole bunch of tweets basically stamping their feet and saying we're absolutely not going to have anything to do with NFTs, which personally I'm a big fan of. Not NFTs, I'm a big fan of Mojang's position on this. I think NFTs are not necessarily bad for everybody, but they're not something I think Minecraft should be involved with. So I don't know have you guys had any, have you read this? Have you seen it?
No, I didn't know that they made a stance or anything, so that's good to hear.
Yeah, so they basically said what is an NFT and talked about that. And if people don't know that are listening, it's a unique, non-editable digital token that's basically it's all to do with Bitcoin and all that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of abuse with them online. There's a lot of dodgy stuff going on. There are even people at the moment, there have been for a while, there's basically someone already set up this Minecraft. You can sell your world or, sell a world download as a unique or an NFT, and they're worth a lot of money sometimes. And they've been basically stealing people's works off websites where they've been available for download and then selling those to other people as if they were unique and belong to them. So there's all sorts of bad stuff goes on with it, and they're basically just saying that they're not gonna allow any connection with it on servers. So if third-party servers trying to start adding NFTs as like a way of getting stuff in game, they're not going to have anything to do with it. They're not allowed to do it as part of the Minecraft client, and basically it's a big no-no for Minecraft, which I think is the best position they could have.
Would that be so weird as to be going like, oh, I made a farm, I put an NFT on it, you build this, you owe me money?
Yeah.
No, that's no. I'm definitely against that. That's
kind of no, not quite. It's basically like you going, right, okay, I'm gonna sell my ideas world or my creative flat world to somebody, and that's it. That's theirs. Then no one else. I'm not gonna make a copy of it. No one else can have it. That's theirs, and they buy that, and then they own that, and then they can basically list that on an NFT website and sell it to somebody else, and hopefully make some more money out of it. It's just
No.
But a lot of games are doing it now. EA are particularly hot on it. They're making things like weapons in games, NFTs. So you can only have there'll only be one of this particular type of weapon, or this weapon with this unique design, and you buy that as an NFT. And there's even games companies now that are looking at, they're basically trying to get other games developer companies to work with them so that they can use these unique weapons they got in one game in a different game. And I can see the appeal from a certain aspect, because obviously there's a lot of people that really like the building up their characters and spending money on their stuff and making them all like really unique. So I can get that, but it just seems really like skeezy and money grabby to me. So
sorry, the general chat, Dylan's comment there, print screen, the NFT owner's worst nightmare, just make me laugh too much.
Hey, don't look at the chat. Don't look at the chat. None of the questions yet. Don't do it. Jeez. Jessiie, anything to say about that before we move on?
No, just I agree with you that NFTs just, they don't sit right with me. And so it's nice that a game that I'm literally putting all my time and effort into is like trying to be respectful and not going down that road. So I'm pretty happy about it, honestly.
Good. Okay, that is then the end of the news this week, which brings us on to the bug date. And we do have a bug from Jessiie by the looks of things, and we got 3 from the community. So Jessiie, what's your bug this week? What's been bugging you?
The thing that has been bugging me is something that has already been discussed. We already know that the change is coming, but the fact that mobs spawn in the ancient cities just literally bugs me to no end. Like, it is the most frustrating thing.
Can they trigger the warden?
No, I don't think so. At least can. Not. Can they? Well, there you go. Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, mobs can trigger the skulk sensors just the same way players can. So if you get one falling off a block, or you get one jumping, or you get one firing an arrow, or anything like that, it will set off a sensor. So yeah, you.
Oh, that's great.
But yeah, I want that to be now. Just now, fix it.
I honestly don't think that they're aware of this one, or maybe. The thing is, obviously, we've just had another update with the world gen changes to the ancient city that's going to add more skulk stuff. Maybe it's a biome thing. Maybe there are just bits of the ancient city that are not classed as deep dark, and it's just classed as normal biome, but the ancient city spans into it and mobs are able to spawn there, and maybe that's why they're struggling to fix it. So maybe that's what they need to do. I don't know. I might be wrong about that, but you don't see them all over, and it is dark there, but you do see them in certain places, certainly more places than others. So I'm wondering if it's to do with something like that.
I mean, I've seen them spawn in the middle of the ancient city. Like, they're everywhere. I can sit on one side and just watch them spawning. So I don't know because at first I thought they were spawning on the outskirts and walking in. But in one of my live streams, I just sat in the middle, like where the portal is, and just watched them spawn around me. Like literally on the portal frame thing, there's like zombies spawning, skeletons spawning. They literally spawn through the entire city.
Oof. Okay, well, I'm wrong.
Good talk.
Jeez. Slack, you just posted a bug. What's your bug?
It's a parody bug. Since we've been doing the hardcore world, I've really come to love using shears to snip like the glowberries to prevent them from growing, so I don't have to put string all over the place. It works on weeping vines, kelp, and everything on Java, and it does not work on Bedrock at all.
No, there's no way of using shears to prevent plant growth on Bedrock.
That broken, it bothers me. It annoys me.
Yeah, it's not broken, Slack. That's just how Bedrock works. If you would like that to be in Bedrock, you could put it in the wish list, and I will pass it on. At some point, I'm going to give our basket of good ideas to my best friends that work at Mojang, and they're going to put them all in the game for us.
Shouldn't the bugs be more priority than the wish list? I'm asking for a friend.
But it's not a bug. I know it's listed as a bug, and there's a bug report.
It's just 80% code. Okay, it's 80% code. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, but you could say that about the offhand is a bug then. The lack of your offhand. It's not a bug.
It literally said it in the changelog that it was both of them. Wasn't it?
No.
I don't know.
No, they've never implemented that. It needs doing, but they haven't. So
no, I don't like it.
I don't like it. I want that in the game as well, but unfortunately, you can't have it this week, Slack, 'cause it's not a bug. So take it back.
I simply can't right-click with shears to be like, you don't grow. Really? Really?
Oh, goodness.
Jesus.
Can't believe this.
80% code. Jeff, I swear. Jeff.
Right, moving on to the community bugs. JJ says, you guys won't care because this is a touch control bug. You're right, I don't care. Moving on. Jessie, what's Aviator got to say? Kidding.
Really moving on. I was like, wow.
Not to go, yes.
Oh,
you got a toad.
And we all know how Foxy feels about touch controls ruining everything. Just kidding, mate. But you can leash a lays in 1.19.10 with touch controls. Usually, if you're holding a leash, you get a button that says leash. However, now you get a button that says give item to a lay instead. The bug report I found says it only occurs with allays spawned in previous versions. However, I just duplicated it. An allay and couldn't leech it. Shrug. Thanks for reading this bug. Well, if you're duplicating an old allay, then if it is literally duplicating that allay in the game code, then you're probably getting an old allay when you're duplicating it. So just toddle off down the road a little bit, because we know how regularly you can find allays in the wild, and you won't have to go far. Just go and get a bunch of new ones. How hard could it be? What's your problem?
I mean, and then on top of that, they said shrug, like it doesn't even matter, so why are we even talking about it?
Well, right? Good point, yeah. And it's touch control, so forget it. I'm cutting that out of the podcast. Right, moving on. Oh, jeez.
Oh, goodness. So, Aviator says, I have been experiencing extreme block placement lag on console recently. I have come across this issue on both my Xbox One and my Nintendo Switch. It's really annoying me, and I was wondering if you know anything about it. I personally do not play on Switch or Xbox, so I have never experienced it. I know that you said your son plays on the Switch, right, Foxy?
Yes. Not on there. No, not Minecraft on the Switch. I will not put Minecraft on any Switch. I won't do it.
Is that touchscreen?
No, you can use controllers, but he does play it on Xbox, not Xbox One, though. So, I don't know. No idea. We don't know if these connecting to servers. We don't know if this is single player, multiplayer, or anything like that. So, it's the sort of thing that you should probably maybe get in touch with either Xbox or Switch or Mojang and talk to them. It sounds like it's probably a realm and they're just having issues, and it could well be that they've got this 4 million entities lagging out their world, like it was causing you problems this week or last week, wasn't it, Jessie?
Yeah.
I thought that was due to the frogs.
It could have been the frogs, but I don't think they were loaded, were they?
No. Well, See, I don't know if I was close enough. I won't get into too much because it's not there. That hasn't been released yet. But I was far enough away that I don't think it was loaded. So that shouldn't have been an issue. I think it was probably all of the entities in the world, because it was an issue.
There was only 4 million of them.
Yeah, I was hopping around like
2
nobody's
weeks.
business.
Yeah. Jeez. Okay, Slack, last one from Cat Boss.
Cat Boss says, if a boat is on mycelium, it may sink down Bedrock.
Okay, good to know. Thank you very much, Cat Boss.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to the end of the bug day. We have no more bugs to discuss this week, which then takes us on to the wish list. So all of the things we don't want in the game to all of the things we do want in the game. And each one of us has picked something that we want from the feedback.minecraft.net website. And Jessie wants daily rewards.
No.
She wants pay to play. Go on, Jessie. Tell us all about it.
I don't want pay to play.
That's what it is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So hold on. So this says gameplay, daily rewards, and monthly themes. A daily reward that gets better as the month goes would be good. This would encourage players to log in every day. These rewards could be based on different biomes, and it would be cool if the best rewards at the end of the month were new build plates or
this is a
skins.
Minecraft Earth feedback request, but you carry on.
Well, I'm just saying, right? Like, it's interesting to me. So I picked this one specifically because I wanted to bring up more of a incentive to playing, or not even incentive, just something that gets you a little bit more excited, or just something to kind of make things different. And you have said something we don't want or do want. This gave me an idea, right? I really like the idea of getting some sort of something in game. I just think it's fun. I like fun things.
Oh man, I hate daily reward schemes. They drive me nuts.
I don't.
The reason is that you normally end up with a million things on your screen and a ping for this and a ping for that. And oh, look, you've got these Xbox reward points. What can I do with them? Nothing. You can download a wallpaper or a ringtone. What? You know,
See, I wasn't thinking something like, Xbox Live. I was thinking like literally something in game. Like, I don't know, you've logged on for 30 days, like you've played in your world for 30 days, not even having anything to do with logging on, but like your world is 30 days old. Here, you get some sort of quest to go do something. Like, I want something like that. Like, I want something that after a certain amount of time playing in a specific area, I get a quest to do something. I guess I'm thinking more advancements or like more story-based stuff. I think that's one of my favorite things for modded is when you have like a quest book, right?
Yeah.
And so that's where my brain went. My brain went to, after a certain amount of time, daily something, like give me a daily quest, give me a daily something to do. I like that idea. I wasn't thinking so nefariously. I wasn't like, oh yeah, here, they want all my money. Like, I immediately went to in-game.
Might be a good idea for the marketplace. Huh? They might be able to do that. They do daily stuff in December, right? Like leading up to Christmas. Hey, log in today, get this skin, log in today, get this map.
Yeah, I can see. I love the quest box from Modded as well. It kind of is advancements for Java Edition, which is a problem for Bedrock because we got achievements which are not per world, which is annoying. So that's an argument for a different day. I think we've talked about that a few times on the podcast before, anyway. But something like that, I wouldn't be against having a way to almost turn the game into not an RPG, but follow this. If you want to. If you're just bored of building and gathering, here you can do this. You can go down this rabbit hole of doing these things and end up at this farm, or you could end up doing all of these things and build this thing at the end. I think that would be kind of cool. But what I don't want to see is what they added into Dungeons not too long ago, which was that, hey, if you go to this particular monument in the middle of your village and click on this, then you can get this and get that. But if you give us money as well, you can get these.
No, yeah.
So So yeah, I kind of like the idea, but it was the one you've picked. Not only is it for Minecraft Earth and Bedrock Edition, it's also that idea is bad. But what you've explained, I quite like.
Yeah, I picked this because it was the only thing. It spurred the idea, right? Like not necessarily like this exact thing, but it just made me. It gave me an idea. That's all. That's where I went with it. I will bow down and say bad idea. It's fine.
Hey, that I like it because you've picked one that gave us a good discussion. What do you think, Slack?
No. I don't like it. Like Elder Scrolls Online has a daily login. Like, oh, you log in today, you get this. You log in today, you get that. And all right, so say it's a 30-day month, okay? You miss 2 days, they cut off the last 2 days of prizes, and those will be your best prizes. No, yeah. I really don't like it. No, at all. No. No. Okay. You want reward for logging in daily? Hey, go stream. There's your reward. Hang out with the peoples. That's just me, you know. No.
Oh my goodness.
Well, there you go, Jesse. Just go stream. All right.
I know. I'm fine. I'll just leave. It's okay. I'm leaving the podcast now. Bye, guys. Have fun.
Oh, well, while you leave, I'm going to tell everybody that Slack wants multiple block mining enchantment. Possible name, Proliferation, which has got 292 votes.
It was the one that had the most votes. All the others had like 3 or 4. You know this more commonly by a vein miner.
Oh, okay. Yes, please. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, vein miner. Yeah. That was the only one that had more than 7 votes.
But can we have it as a daily reward?
You log in today, you can mine all the stone in your world with one button press.
Yes, please. Oh, jeez.
Jesse said no. She ran away. She quit.
Jesse, what do you think? Do you want vein miner?
Sorry, wow. Jesse's not in right now.
Jesse, come back. We didn't mean it. Slack didn't mean it either. Say sorry, Slack. Apologise this instant.
No, I will not say I'm sorry. I will put my foot down.
Wow.
I don't want vein miner in Minecraft. Why would I want that? It's the most modded thing in the entire world. So you could
get a mangrove tree in one axe swing.
No. There's my not just arguing because he shot me down. Just saying genuinely, that is the most modded thing that has ever been modded. So I don't feel like it belongs in vanilla.
Okay, let's tweak it slightly then. Right. Vein miner, but you can't just go, here, I'm going to just mine all of this stone and it uses all the durability of your tool. Because that's the biggest problem with vein miner is it just make digging out a huge area way too quick and way too easy. So what if it was just limited to like things like wood that was all like a tree or like ores that you find, something like that, rather than you can just destroy your whole world with it.
Well, what if it was like enchantment based, like level 1, level 2, level 3? So level 1 you could mine 3 blocks, level 2 you can mine 5, and level 3 you can mine like 7.
That's more like a hammer mod, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would be more inclined to agree with it if it was specific, like you were saying, if it was okay, you can vein mine ores specifically. Yeah, sure. Like I don't think that's bad. Yeah. But if it's like, oh no, I can vein mine stone, get out of here. No, no.
Yeah,
you go find one of your iron veins now, Jesse.
I know. I would love it.
Right.
One click, boom! I got it all. It's mine.
Yeah, like that I don't think I would have as much problem with. I still think that it's so not vanilla. Maybe if it was behind like a cheat wall, right? Like if it was something that you could enable, then yes. Yeah, I think I could get behind that.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, unfortunately, both of yours are unable to go into the good ideas basket today, although I think they're both absolutely fabulous, and I think you're both my favourite person.
Foxy playing the middle ground. He's
my
like,
wish list item today
nothing.
is
rubbish.
I really want dodge rolling in Minecraft.
Oh my
God. No, I want a level of detail settings. Basically, I want a slider for mobs render distance. On this, it says grass and animal visibility. For me, I just want a mobs render distance slider. How hard could it be?
You mean like the particle render distance slider that we used to have that they took away?
Yeah, but that didn't do anything.
Right. Well, obviously, but you want that kind of slider to actually do what it's supposed to. Yeah.
We've got a render distance. We've got a simulations distance. Give me a mob render distance so they don't just disappear when I'm too far away. So I can see beacon beams. So I can see campfire smoke. So I can see vines on trees.
Yeah. Vines on trees. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yes. Yes. My one goes in the good ideas basket again. Nailed it. Brilliant. Okay. From the wish list this week, we have another 3 from the community, starting with Zeta, who says...
we started taking community ones too?
Oh, yeah. Slack. Come on.
We've been doing that for ages.
They're listening today, so I was picking on them.
This is 2008, and you're 2000 late, buddy. Having played a ton of other games with inventory issues and whatnot, a clean resolution was a full separate inventory for just weapons, tools, armor, along with the standard inventory. To me, this solves a significant amount of Minecraft inventory issues. Allow us, for example, to switch between incompatible enchantments fairly quickly, which encourages use of those really used enchantments for that one situation it's needed, and the different armor types such as gold in the nether. It isn't a complete solution to the inventory problem of Minecraft, but it's my favourite short-term fix. A dedicated 27 slots for tools, weapons and armor called the armory chest you carry in addition to the normal inventory.
Isn't that a shulker box?
Yeah, the backpack.
See, I was going to say that reminds me of the backpacks you could make on Sky Factory, where you had like the different hot bars that you could use, and then you had like the 2 sides that had like extra armor slots, and then this side had extra tool slots. I really like that in Sky Factory 4. Like that's one of my favorite additions. Just backpacks in general. So I would love that to be in vanilla, having just extra spaces that I could go to in my inventory.
I would love extra space. I think just like double chest size inventory would help, but the hotbar's my biggest issue. I know I've always got a full inventory, which this would solve, but it's the hotbar that's my problem. I can't, there's not enough slots for my tools and the blocks that I want to place, but I don't want to keep switching between unless it's as simple as scrolling my mouse wheel. Maybe if it was hold shift or control and scroll my mouse wheel and it went from blocks to tools, maybe. I don't know, but yeah.
I think Darkness Falls nailed this. It's a mod for 7 days. You got your normal 1 through 10, and then you got shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, shift 4, and it's just all a separate hotbar. Just saying.
Yeah, something like that.
That sounds nice, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really easy thing for them to do, to be honest with you, that we've talked about inventory changes and different hotbars and stuff like that, and and we've seen it in modded, so I don't see it as a massive issue. I really do wonder what Mojang's hold up is on it. Are they thinking it's not Minecrafty enough, it's too modded? Are they trying to come up with a solution that's not already been done or suggested so it can seem unique and interesting? Are they trying to find the new shulker box, which was a big wow moment for everybody? Or are they just thinking, no, you get that many because that's Minecraft?
Like, why don't we have shift double click? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but this is at least like the same on Minecraft and Java, apart from, the offhand is slightly different, but it's kind of the same deal on both. They both have this problem. So, I don't know. Yeah. Unfortunately, Zita, I'm not going to put this one in the good ideas basket because I don't think it's good as some of the other suggestions that we've talked about previously, but I think it is a nice solution. So good one. Good for you.
Aya the Night says, speaking to Foxy, not real world creatures point, I would love mini dragons flying about. Heck, even if it was instead of parrots or something, but they could appear in a variety of colors. They would eat rabbits. They would be peaceful and tele-attacked like bees, perhaps. But I love dragons in general, so instead of having massive dragons all around, I would think this would be a good compromise.
Lizards.
What? Huh?
Lizards with wings.
Well, I mean, isn't that what the bat is? I'm just saying.
No, bats a mouse with wings.
No.
Fair.
Well, I mean, we could change the bat to be dragons. I did that before in a mod a long time ago.
Yeah.
And then when you feed them, they grow up and start shooting fireballs at everything and turn on mob griefing, and then they shoot charge creepers. Wait, never mind.
That's terrifying.
Just to give you some context, like last week we were talking about, I think it was on the wish list section, I was saying that to avoid all of these issues with them going, oh, we can't have fireflies because of frogs, and we can't do polar bears having a drop because of this and that and the other, I would just prefer it if they just got rid of anything that's related to the planet, like get rid of all of the animals and just replace them all with fantasy creatures, so there's no limitations.
Yes.
So this is where that's come from. I wouldn't have a problem with mini dragons flying about. Not a problem at all.
Me
No, me neither.
No. So should we put this one in the good ideas basket?
Yes.
Goodness.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Eye of the Night, you're in the basket, mate. Speaking of Eye of the Night, Slack, Eye of the Night's next with another potentially good idea.
The second note, perhaps some larger creatures of certain area, or perhaps structures like they had in the old Twilight mod for Java, a Hydra, Minotaur, Copper Bull, and other things like that.
So kind of other like mini bosses, I guess, in different areas you go to. So
Biome specific bosses.
yeah, which is kind of what we got with the Ancient City and the Warden. We've got the dragon at the end. Obviously, the Wither's not biome specific, but you need to go to certain places to get the items to make the Wither. So,
I got it. You know how you got the ancient portal, or the portals? What are they called? Ancient portals, the Nether portals that spawn in the overworld now. What is it?
oh, the ruin portals.
Yeah, the
Ruin
ruin
portals. What if the ruin portal could spawn a mob based on the biome that it was in as a little mini boss?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, like a almost not. I don't want to use the word warden, but like a guardian of that little portal or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and depending on what biome it is, like if it's a mycelium island that it spawned on, you might get some kind of minotaur there protecting it. And if it spawned like under the ocean, you might get some kind of, ocean mob that would come up and attack you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Done.
Yeah,
like if you got them in the nether, like they get in the nether, you get like the King Blaze mob at them. You know what I mean?
I no longer love this idea.
So I don't mind having more bossy type things in the game, providing that it doesn't take away from what Minecraft is. You don't want to be walking around and just going, oh, all of a sudden I'm in this boss fight I'm not equipped for or ready for. But if these are things kind of like the Ocean Monument, it's really easy to go past an Ocean Monument without getting, upsetting anybody. If you could do the same sort of thing, maybe it's even locked in a box, or maybe you have to like do something to summon it at the portal or something. Maybe when you rebuild the ruin
I was just
portal,
gonna say, when you complete the portal,
it would summon it, and that would be a really nice way of allowing you to avoid it, but also being able to trigger these things, and it would make them really rare as well, because you're only going to be able to trigger it once, I guess.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm down.
Okay, Eye of the Night. We have taken your idea, changed it, screwed it up, thrown it in the bin, and come up with our own one. So put it in the good ideas basket. Amazing. Lots of good ideas. That basket's getting kind of full now. I'm just saying we have to empty it out.
Eye of the Night had 2 this week. Huh.
That was what, in the both of them in the basket?
Yeah, both of them in the basket, yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Right, guys, we are flying through this podcast, but that's good, because that's going to give us plenty of time to go through all of the amazing questions that I'm hoping we're going to get during the questions section. But before we get to the questions section, because this is episode 30 and it's live, I thought we would do something really special for everybody, and that is get Jessie to do a nice big dance break so I can go for a wee.
Oh,
Have fun, Jessie. See you in a minute.
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here and get me a drink out of the fridge and listen to this.
Oh no.
Now recording.
Oh, I hate you guys. Do 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 do. I have friends who are jerks. Do do do. This is weird.
Fredo's looking at me like, what are you doing?
Toretto's like, Dad, stop. Wait, how does it go? Like, do, 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 bow, do, 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 do. I don't like any of you. Nice new ringtone. Terrible.
Now, what would be even funnier is if that ringtone got recognized while you're out in public. Be like, hey, wait a minute, I don't know who that is. Have you ever had a situation where you've been recognized yet, or like somebody locally has found out that you're doing what you're doing?
Yes. Yeah. My ex, one of my exes from high school. So, you know, like the kind of ex you were only with for like a week, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like he messaged me on Facebook and he goes, I was watching Silence video and you were in it. And I was like, I know that voice anywhere. And I was like,
this doesn't sound like a dance break.
I dance breaked and then Slack asked me a question. Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah, I was mortified.
Well, now that I'm back, I just want to say to everybody how generous I am to you all. You're welcome for these amazing things that you get. And if both of you are ready, we can now open up the questions in the live questions channel and start answering some questions. However, while you're writing them, we should probably answer the 3 that we've picked out.
I was going to say,
the other stuff.
Let's do this first.
Jessie, why don't you go first?
Oh, okay. So my question, let's scroll down and find it, is from Aviator. And they say, hi, Foxy, Jessie, and Slack from New Zealand. Here's my question. Do you guys have any alternative ideas for your main base throughout all the seasons? If so, what were they? I think every season so far, I have like bounced between ideas of what I wanted. For season 1, instead of the enchanted forest that I built, I was really considering building a coastal town. So that was something that was on my mind for season 1. For season 2, I really wanted to build a fantasy style base, like make big castles and stuff like that. And I decided against that because Foxy mentioned early on that he was wanting to do a castle. And I was like, I don't want to do the same thing as everybody else. So I was like,
and then next season, everyone did a castle.
I know. And then season 3, I was going to do like a princess castle and then decided no. And this season I was between doing my dwarven base or doing a rustic town because I liked the coast area that I'm at now. And I was like, okay, that would be really nice doing a nice rustic town. And then Beardy was like, I'm doing a medieval town on the coast. And I was like, yeah, dwarven base.
What about you, Slack?
Season 2, that was the one where I was on the Mushroom Island, I think. I did Netherrack Mountain. I was originally going to build the Dark Tower there off of Lord of the Rings. The only reason it became a Netherrack Mountain is because no one would ever give me nighttime so I could ever, plan any of the stuff for nighttime. Because I was in an area where it was just perma no mobs. Not saying any names, Jessiie B, always sleeping. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to build the Dark Tower, even though I got this nice, amazing structure file of it that was like 300 blocks tall. Just not going to do that. And season 3, I almost went with King's Landing off of Game of Thrones. I almost went with that. I got an amazing structure file of that. Season 1, I really, really wanted to do Winterfell. Because season 1, I was going to be in the snow area. Remember when we had the rings out further at first before we shrunk them in? And when we did the whole village raid thing, that village that we were in, that's where my area was. I was going to build Winterfell right there. I'd already planned it out. And then we shrunk in the rings and I was going to be at that spot where the raid tower was. And I was like, I didn't want that. And Tiz was at the witch farm and we traded. And that's how the witch hut came to be. Yeah.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that.
I never have any clue going into a season, what I'm going to do, where it's going to go. I totally wing it. So no, I don't have any other plans, or I never have had any other plans for any of my bases. I've just sort of bumbled along doing them as they went. So yeah, sorry for a totally uninteresting answer.
See, this season I did no plan, and now it's just I'm struggling to even find a reason to get on and play. It's just I've lost all interest in this season. It's a struggle. It's a struggle.
That makes me so sad to hear. Oh, because I love what you were planning when we first, what was that first collab this season? Where I went over there and you were just telling me all of your plans. I was like, I got
excited. Sick and ended up in the hospital, and I just lost all motivation. Like, my motivation was going good, and then because I was sick there for like 2 months, I was sick with it for a month, and then I ended up in the hospital after the fact for an extended period of time, and then like a month of recovery. That was like 2 months down, and by the time I got back on, I was just not even interested anymore.
Yeah, that makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this season for my base, as much as I really like the idea that I came up with, I've really struggled to find the motivation to actually put the time into it, because I obviously, I think I spoke about this before, decided to go against my comfort zone, or come out of my comfort zone and try new things, and it's not something I've really enjoyed doing. So I think I'm going to go back to nice, simple, easy stuff in the future, and just rein it back in a bit and just call this an experience that I would rather forget.
Yeah,
I love this season. I love what everyone else has done, but I would love to see what my base would look like finished if I finished it, but I don't have the vision to be able to see where it's going or how to bring it together. So I just sort of look at it and go, I don't know what to do.
You don't want to play. Yep, that's exactly me.
Yeah.
Yep. I don't want to get on there at all. It's like,
I want to get on there. I'm desperate to get on there. I'm desperate to get recording. I've total fear factor over it at the moment. I've total, don't dare, because I don't know what to do. Oh, geez. Right. Okay. Moving to the next question from Wire Guy. This is what Slack has picked this week, which is, I won't read it because it's not my question.
It's perfect. It says, what sweet treat of choice, cookie, cake, or Stretch Armstrong dolls?
Oh my God.
Stretch Armstrong dolls?
Just fired.
I hate all of you who are listening, who are in that stream, and Wire Guy. We're gonna have problems.
You're gonna have to explain, Jessiie.
I told this story in confidence. In the stream.
During the stream.
I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed to tell you guys this. There were only like 40 people there, so I was like, it's not that big of a deal. And when me and my brother,
we need to teach Jessiie how the internet works.
Littles. Okay, well, just listen, right? When me and my brother were little, I was like 7 and he was like 3 or 4, so we were very little. He had a Stretch Armstrong doll, right? Do either of you know what that is? A Stretch Armstrong
my
doll?
friends have Stretch Armstrongs. Yeah.
So me and my brother were doing what you do with the Stretch Armstrong doll, and we were like pulling it, and my nail went into it and it pierced it, so it opened, and this like goo came out. And me being a jerk, I was like, I dare you to eat it. And he was like, yeah, okay. So he did. He like licked the liquid and was like, it is so good. He was like, it's delicious. And so he was like eating it, and I was like, well, I want some. So me and my brother, we ate Stretch Armstrong, because turns out it's like all corn syrup. It's like, that's all it is inside a Stretch Armstrong doll is corn syrup. So and I should mention, me and my brother, we weren't allowed to have sweets. Like, as kids, my mom was not about that life. So we weren't used to sugar. And we bounced off the walls. We went nuts. And my mom was trying to figure out what was going on. So she's like tearing up our room, trying to figure out what we got into. And she finds a very deflated Stretch Armstrong doll and immediately calls poison control and is like, are my kids about to die? Like, what is happening? And turns out they like laughed, and they were just like, yeah, it's just cornstarch. Your kids will be fine. They're just going to be bouncing off the walls. or like the next year. And yeah, so that's what happened. And that's what that comment is about. And Wired, you're in trouble. So yeah.
Oh, that's great. Oh,
I really appreciate that story. I'm glad that's how that question went, because I was thinking, I've already got to talk about what my favourite things are. And no, we don't. It was obviously clearly just to wind Jessie up. So
yeah,
brilliant. Yeah. Thank you for picking that question, Slack. My question is from the Alien Doctor, and it says, "Hey peeps, loving the podcast so far. This question is probably more tailored for Foxy. But what software do you use to edit the podcast? After hearing you talk about the effects and plugins that you apply to everyone's audio, it got me curious. I use a piece of software called Adobe Audition because it was basically built off a program that I used to use years and years and years ago called Cool Edit. And Cool Edit used to be free. You could get a pro version of it, but it did basically when I was like 13 or 14 and had the world's oldest computer and used to download perfectly legally MP3s off the internet. I used to make mixes, so I'd open up the songs as a waveform and I'd match the beat with another song and I'd change the pitch, and Cool Edit just had all of the options. It was the best audio editing program out there, and then Adobe bought it and turned it into Adobe Audition, and it is one of the industry standard leading audio pieces of software for radio productions and mixing and film mixing and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, it's amazing. It's got so much stuff built into it. Way more than we use, but it's got a nice, easy interface, so I like it. Good. Okay, moving on. Jessie's like, oh, they've fallen asleep again, haven't they?
No, I'm here.
She's over there eyeballing the Stretch Armstrong she has in her
my God.
Got one in the drawer, the emergency Armstrong.
I hate you all.
Okay, if you want to ask us a question now, you can if you listen to this live by adding it into the live questions section. There are 4 in there already, so if we get through these, we'll probably jump back into the ones from the actual feedback form and whatnot as well, because that's not very many. Come on, guys. Zeta, we'll take these in turns.
Okay.
Zeta says, what's the Jessie Dolphin noise count for the entire podcast history? You tell me. I've not been counting. Jessie, do you know? Have you got a button on your desk you press every time you do it?
No, I want to know why this has turned into the Troll Jessie podcast. Like when did the switch turn where it's just everybody being mean to me?
Oh, I think it's because you take it so well and you react so well.
I know. I think that has to be it. And it's probably well over 100, Zeta, if we're being completely honest.
Oh, no, I can't remember any more than that one time that you genuinely sounded like a dolphin. Okay.
I think since Crisp has been a thing, it cuts it out.
It's like, what's that dolphin doing there? We'll get rid of that.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure there have been many that just you won't have heard.
Okay. So no, Jessie next, I guess.
Okay. Mr. Balrog says, which bass theme have you guys not done yet that you can't wait to get a season to do in upcoming series or seasons? I think this kind of ties back into the old thing. I would really like to do a fantasy style bass. I attempted that season 2 and I didn't really feel like I did it well. So I would like a chance to do a fantasy style bass at some point.
Slack?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I want to do another bass, but other than that, I don't know.
For me, I think actually building the base is probably my least favorite thing to do in Minecraft, really. I like building farms. I like gathering resources. I like going mining. I like going on adventures. But actually building a base always feels like such a daunting task. I don't have, I can't sit here and go, oh, I'd love to build in this style, or I'd love to build in that style, or I'd love to do that. I always looked at like Mumbo's earlier builds, when he did that big like circle thing. And I thought, oh, that'd be cool to build something big like that. But then I thought, no, actually, it'd be a big headache. Be a pain having to gather all that concrete and build a giant mega structure. So I don't know. Yeah, for me, I don't have a good answer to that one again, I'm afraid. I'm really sorry. I'm rubbish answers today. Sorry. Slack. Dylan.
If you could start your channel again, would you? If so, what would you change?
Yes. I would change my name because I don't think it's helped me. It's certainly not now that Twitch bans anyone from using even Foxy in the chat. Now that I know what I know about Minecraft and YouTube and how YouTube tends to work, I think I would structure it better and not have so many random different things going on early on, and maybe try and focus it more. So I don't want to start again now because it's really difficult to start, particularly if you're doing Minecraft, because it's so oversaturated. But if I could take what I learned, go back and do it, I wouldn't use FoxyNoTail as a name, which is a shame because I think it's unique. I think it stands out, but I also think it's probably not helped me a great deal with people wanting to take me seriously or thinking it's not a kids channel. And yeah, I think I would just make it more focused and make it more consistent as well, potentially. Jessie?
I don't think that there's really much I would change. I feel like my progression and even all my videos and everything it's been very natural, and it makes me feel like I've gotten more comfortable as time has gone on. So honestly, no, I don't think I would change anything.
Slack?
I don't think I'd change anything with what I've done, but if I were to ever make another channel, it would definitely not be Minecraft. It would not, because it comes down to time-related materials, okay? So, like, for the first, let's say, 10, 15 episodes of a season, you can literally get on and play for 1 to 2 hours, and that's an episode. That's it. But once you reach a certain point in a world, 1 to 2 hours just doesn't cut it anymore. Suddenly, you got to put in 30, 40, 50 hours that week in order to put out one episode. And then you put out that one episode, and I'm not saying that money's a driving factor, but it is a factor. You put out one episode, you get 7 comments, and you make $6 on it. And you put in a 40-hour week for that episode. No, it would not be Minecraft content. It would be something else that didn't take up that amount of time. It would be another game that I could play for 1 to 2 hours, cut down, make that into an episode, and put it out. If I were to do another type of gaming channel, it would not at all be Minecraft. I love Minecraft. I love the Minecraft community. I love everything that I've learned from it. But if I ever make a second channel, it will be nothing like it will be nothing to the degree of Minecraft. It'll be turn and burn content is the best way I could put it.
Okay, before we go on to the next, I've got a question for both of you. And if you want to, feel free to answer in the general chat as well on this one. So have any of you seen these restream things going around where people on YouTube restream their content? So it goes out as a live stream, but it's just them streaming stuff they've done before, or even old live streams, or even just videos they've done. Have you either of you seen that?
No, I've never even heard of that.
It's
I've seen people do it on Twitch, but not on YouTube.
Yeah, well, it's how a lot of these kids channel things are getting really popular, because the YouTube algorithm really pushes the watch time stuff, and you get a lot of that from streams. And I even started getting emails from a company saying, hey, you want to make some good money, we can start restreaming all of your old streams or all of your old episodes, and just keep your channel streams content 24/7, and providing people are watching it, it's good. So I just thought I don't want to do that, because it seems really skeezy and wrong. And if you're streaming, you should be live. I don't think you should stream old material. But then I thought, I had an idea, and I'm not going to do this because, I kind of think it's wrong. But I upload all of my stream VODs from Twitch to my second channel, because if I uploaded them to my main channel, even though they're related content, YouTube would look at it as a long video, and you wouldn't get as many views as your normal video, so it would damage your channel. But if I was to restream that on my channel and then it sat there as an actual YouTube VOD, YouTube treat it totally differently, and that's actually really good for my channel. So do you guys think that's a bad thing?
It was down to if you're comfortable with it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. It's not something I would be comfortable with personally. It's not. I know I'm particular about things, and I feel like I don't want to do anything that seems really either one, money grubby, or two, disingenuous. And to me, that is a line I think I couldn't cross. I don't think I would harshly judge anybody else who did it, because if this is your main source of income, if this is something that you're trying to do full time, I get it. I get trying to do what you can to succeed. It's just not something that I could see myself doing.
No, fair enough. I mean, it's a really difficult one, like mentally, because I think, well, on one half, I'm already re-uploading the stream to a second channel that people can watch, but then they know it's not live. They know they can watch it at the level, pause it, rewind it, go forward, and come back to it later if they want to. Whereas if you're putting it as a live stream, I think you'd really have to brand that as, hey, this is you don't maybe like Foxy Fridays and we just play last week's stream or something like that and make a thing about it, make sure that it was very obvious that we're not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes and then believe it's actually going on at that time. So I don't know, it's a hard one, but I just wanted to get people's thoughts on it. Ricky Roy says, I've seen those things, I've seen those being a thing, and Twitch has the same as replays or something, but honestly they seem such an odd concept to me when people can just watch VODs and pick the content they want. Restream lacks the interaction, which is the whole point of the streams. Personally, I see it as a bad thing, working in that way, but each to their own. Dylan says, Foxy, as a Twitch partner, can you dual stream? I didn't used to be able to, but I believe, I don't know if they've changed it yet, but they did announce a while ago that they were going to allow partners to restream and do all that sort of stuff. So I think maybe already yes, but maybe not. I think the problem with Restream is trying to manage two different chats and trying to interact with two different chats is going to be the difficult thing.
Yeah, potentially on that one. And I don't think it's live yet. But then, like Squirrelicious said here, so it's like a TV channel that's always showing repeats. See, I can get behind that because every streaming platform out there now has a live version of something. And like you can go to find a live channel that's rerunning old episodes of TV shows nonstop. And I think everybody's guilty of this. Somebody, you may have this movie on your shelf. Let's say Lord of the Rings. Okay. You may have this on your DVD collection on the wall and it's been sitting there for 7 months. Okay, you haven't touched it. Maybe it's been sitting there for 7 years. I don't know. But the minute it's on TV and you see it on TV and you sit down to watch it, you'll sit there and watch the whole thing. Even though you've had the movie for 7 years. When it's out of your control, you will sit and watch it because you don't want to miss it. So maybe that's the same thing. Yeah, sure, people could watch your videos at any time that they wanted to on YouTube. They could. But if they were streaming nonstop, they wouldn't have a choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It lures them in.
Oh, they might see stuff they've not seen before because it's midway through a video and it, hooks them in or grabs their attention. It's
exactly.
like, there's a lot of positives to it, but I just think it just feels something wrong about it. But I think we'll probably see more of that as time goes on, potentially, depending on how it gets taken and how people react to it. Anyway, that's enough of me asking questions. Back to the questions we've been asked from live questions. Lord Gavitron says, since starting your individual communities...
You skipped Ricky.
Oh, did I?
Yep. Go back.
Because it's blue, and that's the colour that I associate with you in the thingy, so I just...
No, it's your turn. Read Ricky's.
Ricky,
don't be
sorry, Ricky. There's a constant discussion about parity, which I generally agree with, but realistically, we know some features just won't end up on both versions. If there was only one thing you could bring from one version to the other, either way, which would it be? Offhanded. Jessie.
Subtitles.
Slack.
Yeah, subtitles.
Okay. Wow. Really? Subtitles over offhand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think offhand is a quality of life, whereas subtitles are something that some people genuinely need. So for me, that trumps something that would just make my life easier.
I thought it was like if you wanted it for you. I was being selfish. I mean, yeah, subtitles would definitely benefit the world more. But what do you want? Not what does the world need? What do you want?
No subtitles.
Wow, really? Okay. Jeez.
Okay, offhanding there, offhanding there. I said it. Okay, there, do you feel better now?
It's like, what? What's your favourite thing? Well, I don't know, because someone else might not agree with me. I've got to consider everyone on the planet.
No. I genuinely think subtitles are great. Okay, I just want subtitles.
Oh, but it won't be subtitles on Bedrock. It'll be right in the middle of your screen, right on your crosshair.
Okay.
Oh, you won't see it down here in the bottom right hand corner. It'll be right here in the middle because Jeff will be in charge of the code that day. I couldn't see it down there. I need it up here.
Okay. I mean, you're not wrong. They will find a way to mess it up. So Lord Gavitron says, since starting your individual communities and TB, have you stopped to consider the impact you've had on said communities just by virtue of providing a forum for us fans to interact? I expect to receive my award for clunkiest question ever ASAP. No, I genuinely, I don't think I've ever thought about what me specifically being online has done for anybody else. I know what it's done for me, which is amazing, but I have realized how much TB has had an effect on people, which I personally just think is amazing.
I regularly give myself medals and awards. I've got a little glass cabinet in my house now. In fact, there's taken over that as a whole room, if I'm being honest, just full of awards and medals I've given myself just because how wonderful I am and how much I've done for everybody. And I honestly don't think people are grateful enough. I've no idea. No, Lord Gavitron. I get a lot of feedback saying, thanks for everything you do for the community and all that sort of stuff. So I am aware that some people feel like that, so which is really nice and humbling. But it's not something that I generally dwell on personally. So
I've got that one a lot. Thanks for the community. But you know what? I finally just come to the time where I accept that. But the truth of the matter is, I'm just the catalyst that brings people into my community. My community is what makes my community great. Kind of like your community to people in it is what makes it. You are the catalyst that brings people in. Like-minded people find other like-minded people, Like we may, as a whole of TB, have overlapping communities. You'll have some people who are in everybody's communities, but you're going to have people who, migrate, mitigate, whatever.
Yeah,
they lean towards one community more than the other because they're going to find people that they're more like-minded with. But it's the communities themselves, for me, that make it worthwhile. Like, if I look right now, I just glance at my Discord. There's 4 people in voice chat over there, and I don't have to be in it for them to be there. You know what I mean? They do that on their own. They do that on their own because they hang out with each other. They help each other. Like, I know for a fact that there's people inside of my community that bought Christmas gifts for other people inside the community,
So wholesome.
And it's just, it's, people want to be like, oh, you brought this community together. Okay, that's fine. I can accept that, even though it's weird. I can accept that I am the catalyst, but the community is what makes the community.
Absolutely.
Well said, Slack. Good for you. Yeah. Good job. Excellent. What a really nice way to put it. But if you do want to have a look at my awards cabinet, I'll... Do you know, I never got when you always see films of like kids at school have got all these trophies and medals and everything. I never got one. Never got a trophy. Never got a medal. Never got an award for anything. So I deserve it.
I just had an idea for Jesse. You want to do a collab and we can go to Foxy's base and build an award room for him?
Yes.
And we'll give him all kinds of awards.
There'll all be flower pots.
Yeah. Flower pots that
different mob heads, avatars, reliving favorite moments, with avatars. Yeah.
Expert level 99. I mean, that's going to be what his base is this season.
I had to label myself, All right, Slack, what's Enchantia got to say? Enchantica.
The UK Enchantica says the UK standard working week is 39 hours. How many hours a week do you folks put in as content creators?
This week,
I'll let you both go on this one. I'll let you both go first.
So if we're going over this week so far, I have put in a grand total of about 78 hours this week. So far.
Seems right. Yep.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm just doing some maths. Okay. If I start at 8 in the morning and finish at 7 o'clock at night, that's 11 hours a day. Right? So it's about, somewhere between 60 and 70 hours a week, I would say normally. However, I have been making a conscious decision to have breaks in the day now, especially if I'm going to be streaming in the evening, take the weekends, not off completely, but just take more me time. And yeah, that helps. But yeah, way too much.
This is the way I look at it. If I'm at my computer, I'm working. Because whether I'm streaming, whether I'm recording a video or whatever, I'm still doing social interactions. If I'm in a Discord call, I'm hanging out with people, and that's
networking.
That should be the long game. Yeah, that should be the long game. I'm sorry, but this is just my opinion. I don't want people to just come to my channel just because of Minecraft content. I want people to come to my channel because of me. I want to be able to go live on whatever I want, and they be there. Yeah. You know, so at the end of the day, I'm trying to sell me, not Minecraft, if that makes any kind of sense. So if I'm at my computer, I'm working. So from the time I get up to the time I go to bed, I'm working. Yeah. Yep.
Pretty much.
Nice. Okay, back to me again for Lucas. Hopefully not skipping anyone this time. Could you guys have some Geist to the pod anytime soon? I don't know what Geist is. What's Geist?
I think they mean guest. Yeah. Can we have a guest?
Do we have some guests? We did say we were going to have guests. I'd love to. Yeah, it's we're really disorganized, to be honest with you. We get to, this about half an hour before we start generally on the day that we do a podcast and just double check everyone's going to be there. And normally it's like, maybe. So
there's a tornado outside. Yeah. My roof fell in.
Yeah, exactly. So I think somebody in the group, not me, could do to be a little bit more organized and actually sort that sort of stuff out, because I do enough. I do everything else.
I genuinely could be that person if you want me to reach out to people. And
Is this before or after you've collated all of the other stuff we weren't going to put in the podcast?
You still haven't given me permissions, so I've given up on that. And now I will be this person. I will be our organizer. I don't mind.
Yes. Right. Okay. Good job. Excellent.
How often? All right. So how often do we have guest speakers?
I would say once a month would be really good, because we still want the focal point to be, us figuring out things and
our
us,
channels.
And having us,
And that should probably be the week that someone else edits it as well.
Yeah.
Watchful.
Yeah, right. This is where I will say, not I.
Yeah, okay.
It won't be me, it'll be watchful.
Yeah. So Zeta says, I've recently done an all advancements challenge for myself to get all 102 Java advancements in a month. It has genuinely given me new ideas for the game and rejuvenated my interest. Is there a 30-day challenge you're thinking of doing to add some refreshment to the game? If I'm going to be completely honest, no. I have so much that I have to do, and I have so much that I, have planned to do. It would be really hard for me to add something like that. I have gone back and forth trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to give myself more a desire to do more. But I think what it comes down to is consistency for me. So as much as I like the idea of doing something new and something interesting, I think I need to focus on consistency before I can focus on adding in something new.
No, too busy.
My 30-day challenge is to pretty much don't do any Minecraft for 30 days because it's summer holidays and I haven't done any this week, and it's been stressing me out not doing this storyline video. So I decided, not like officially, that I'm just going to not worry about it, not force myself into it and make it worse, and just take a break. No, I don't mean I'm taking a break from TB or like Minecraft in general, but just not take a break from stressing about it. Yeah, exactly. If I got time to do it and I want to do it, then I will. If not. And the other thing, believe it or not, this might sound odd, I've been thinking about doing more is setting up to do some mini game stuff, because I haven't done that in years. And to be honest, I think that's pretty much all the amount of Minecraft I could stomach doing at the moment, because I'm really not in the frame of mind to be building bases or anything else. So I was thinking about maybe launching for the summer a Fox's Summer of Fun for my patrons, and just setting up a couple of mini game servers and doing some things with that maybe a couple of times a week to get me through the summer without making any videos.
I feel you there. Like literally the other day I got on TB and I'm working on an episode now, and I literally recorded a clip and I'm like, do I want to use it or not? I was like, yeah, I don't know what the rest of the future holds for me. This might be my last TB video for this season. It doesn't mean I'm done, but I don't want the stress of I can't play for more than like an hour or two, and I'm just like, just no, and I can't do it. It's just that's how much I dislike my base. So yeah, I feel you there. I feel you there. Yeah.
You can move, start a new one.
I feel like I got to wrap up mine. Right? Do I just leave that monstrosity of a mess there for the world download and everything?
Yeah, just call it, version 1.
I like that. Yeah, version 1.
Okay, Slack, who's next?
Maybe.
Aphids.
Only discovered the podcast recently from recommendations. Can't wait to listen to all 29 others. However, if it hasn't been answered, what inspired the podcast and you three in particular? And why, Jessiie? I'm joking.
Why Jessiie? Wow, everyone's mean to Jessiie. Please, everybody, don't be mean to Jessiie. Jessie's
Right,
genuinely one of the most lovely people I have ever had the pleasure of meet. Well, I haven't met you.
Didn't get a why is Slack here. Got a why is Jessiie. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Jessie's genuinely brilliant, and she does have feelings, and she does take a lot in that you don't consider. So please be nice. I know you're joking, and I know people do, and I know Jessiie takes it really well on the outside, but I'm sure on the inside she's thinking, why are they being mean to me? So just calm it down, please.
No, because it's Fips. I know that. They're just pulling my.
Fips is the worst.
No, my God.
Yeah, horrible. Who let them in this Discord anyway?
No being mean back. I can take it. Okay. I can't answer this question because I was not here in the beginning and I don't know why they invited me. So I am interested to learn as well. Answer.
I was sick or something one week and he needed a guest to step in. Mm-hmm.
No, that's not right.
So I was the last resort. It hurts.
I don't know. I was making a good joke there.
Oh, why Jessiie was in yeah, that's why Jessiie was invited. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, let me go back to the beginning. So the podcast originally, before it was the Minecraft update, was Foxy Talks, and it was something that I always wanted
to get you to bring back.
Yeah, everybody wanted me to bring back, but it was one of those things. It was before I was streaming regularly, and I used to get a lot of stuff on my chest. Oh, I don't like this about Minecraft, or this is annoying me, or Mojang have done this, and it was my way of getting it out there. It was before I had a great deal to do with like the developers and talking to people and understanding Minecraft more than it was. So I had a lot of ranty things. I probably said a lot of things that I shouldn't about the developers, but it was a nice way of just talking. A lot of people talk to someone else when they've got something on their chest, but I think everybody around me is probably so sick of hearing me moaning now. Like just talking to. Do you know what? This weird about this vlog is just talking to that little GoPro that's on my desk makes me feel so much better. I get everything off my chest. Not all of it goes in the vlogs, but just having this like weird little device there to listen to me just makes me feel better. So yeah, dude, that's why it started. And then I kind of ran out of things that were bothering me, and I learned more about the development side of things, and I was, chatting to developers and understanding it more. And I just thought I'd probably been giving this a harder time than I should have done. But I knew that I wanted to do something with the podcast and was getting regularly people asking me, when are we going to do more, or when am I going to do more podcast stuff? When am I going to bring the podcast back? And I thought it'd be a really good way of taking my channel not away from Minecraft, because obviously this is a Minecraft update channel, but away from having to be forced to do that style of Minecraft and being able to approach Minecraft in a way that's useful, could be entertaining, and would also open it up to more about it's diversifying, I suppose, in a good way that hopefully people will find entertaining, so that I'm not just tied to my YouTube channel. And I didn't want to do it alone, because when you sit there and try and talk for an hour plus on your own, unless you really are good at ranting and have something on your chest, it's very difficult to come up with stuff. So I wanted to do it with somebody, and obviously me and Slack have been always people asking me, when are you going to do something with Slack? When are you going to do something with Slack? So obviously Slack's the perfect person to come on that journey together. And I talked to Slack about it. He was really keen on doing it, which was fantastic. And then Slack did have a day off because he's bad and unorganized and unreliable. And I thought, I wish I'd never invited Slack. I wish I'd invited Jessiie B instead. Mm-hmm. No, Slack, obviously, we've all got lives. He was busy one week, and I thought I was too scared to do it on my own. So I asked Jessiie if she would be on, and she obviously said yes, which was amazing. And I think it only took that 1-1 for me to know I want Jessiie as part of this podcast. Now, obviously, Slack being part of it as well and wasn't there that week. The next week, I think we were all there, and Slack agreed, yeah, this is great. So with that's it. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah, that seems about right.
and it's been a fairy tale and smooth sailing ever since.
Yeah, nothing's ever gone wrong.
Nothing ever. Oh, goodness.
Oh, geez, we've got a couple more. Okay, Cal Wants Pizza says, Minecraft's next spin-off game is Minecraft Legends. Are you excited about another Minecraft-themed game? And in your opinion, does that help or hurt the brand? Are you considering any content covering a new game when it comes out? I think Minecraft should make these spin-offs as long as they do make them good quality. Dungeons, I think was a really good move for them. Minecraft Earth wasn't, but COVID didn't help that. I think if that had come out any other time, it would have taken off better than it did. And also there were certain parts of it that just really badly developed and didn't work very well. And I think they needed to spend more time developing it before they released it. Legends, if it turns out to be something that I do get interested in once they actually tell us what it is, then yeah, of course I want to maybe do a few streams on it and see how it goes and share that with people. We'll certainly talk about it in the news. Whether I'll do anything on my main channel, maybe not. But I'm not excited about it just yet because I don't understand it. What do you guys think?
I'll give it a try. I'm waiting for more info, honestly. I'm hoping it kind of has that strategy feel to it. But if it doesn't, hopefully eventually there will be a strategy game that comes down the pipeline. And I hadn't really thought about that with Minecraft Earth. That was just horrible timing. That was horrible timing.
Yeah, Minecraft Earth could not have happened at a worse time, genuinely. If I'm going to be honest, no, I won't play it. I have too much on my plate. So even if it turns out to be like the most amazing game ever, I genuinely like Minecraft Dungeons, right? Like it's something I always have fun playing when I play with Ethan. But even though I like it, I never play it because I'm always on Minecraft doing something. I'm always recording. I'm always doing something. So I just won't have the time, and I'm just going to be honest about it. So no, I think it's awesome though that they're trying to expand. And what I hope is that since they're like expanding so much, that maybe they won't be as pushy with the money stuff in Minecraft Bedrock. So that would be nice.
Yeah. Slack, did you cover that already?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's all right then. In that case, it's Jessiie again.
Yep. Mr. Balrog says, how many titles do you have now, Foxy? Humble, handsomest, etc. Oh, I mean, what is the list of your middle names?
Many. Oh,
There's Foxy No-Tail the Great, Foxy the No-Tail the Annoying, Foxy the Magnificent. What? Foxy, does he ever be quiet? I mean, what?
There's so many now that I genuinely even beginning to forget some of them, which is quite worrying because when you ring up for any sort of online security, maybe it's the bank and you've forgotten your PIN number and like, what's your name? I'm like, oh geez, give me a minute, and they normally hang up before I get to the end, which is really annoying. So lots, many. Slack.
Gavatron here. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Ooh.
Slack.
That's not living where I'm living now. Hopefully having my own place. Hopefully still being a successful content creator, and hopefully everything's still growing and doing good. That's my plans. I don't want to ever go back to working jobs that I hate again.
Jessiie.
Yeah. I think in the next 5 years, I would like to get a house, have a home office, and be mostly streaming regularly. I think I feel like that's the direction I'm going content wise.
In the next 5 years, I would like to think that I've got back on my feet, resorted myself out, streamlined my channel, and actually started earning enough money to pay my bills.
Yeah.
I don't have big aspirations, but that would be great.
To be able to comfortably go to the store and not worry about if you got the money to cover grabbing some food.
Yeah, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Oh, geez.
Do I pay my full cell phone bill this week, or do I go to the grocery?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, I always worry, in 5 years' time, I'm going to be in my 40s. Are people still going to want to take me seriously? Am I still going to be relevant enough? Is my channel still going to be growing? And age is a scary thing to me. I'm terrified of getting old. I'm terrified of dying. I don't, and I'm sure a lot of people
talking about 40 like it's the end of the world.
I know,
I'm not saying that.
Over
But
41
when I was approaching 30 and I was doing this, I was thinking, because no one else was as old as me. Like even the OG Minecrafters were younger than me.
Yeah.
And
they're babies.
And I'm like, oh, geez, I'm approaching 30. Is that too old? Because I was already feeling out of date with a lot of the younger generation that was starting. Nearly 10 years has come past since then. I really do feel out of date with the younger generation. But you see more people our age doing it now. So I don't feel so out of place. But what age will you feel out of place?
Or rather, what age will Minecraft start being out of place? You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's gonna be a life limit to it. There's always gonna have its hardcore dedicated series of fans, but has it reached its peak is a question. For content creation. Has it reached its peak, or is that still yet to come? Have you reached your peak for Minecraft content creation, or is that still to come? Yeah, things you don't want to think about.
Yeah, a little bit.
Moving on. Who's next? Is it me again?
Yeah, you should probably just read those two together since they're
which I think should probably be the last couple of questions we do. So Wally and Mr. Balrog. Wally says, do you think there should be a Minecraft 2? And Mr. Balrog follows up with saying, what do you think, envision, imagine a Minecraft 2 would be? My answer is absolutely not. I don't think there should be a Minecraft 2. I think I've thought about this a lot. And I think if they try to replicate the success they've got with Minecraft with something they call Minecraft, but is just different, they're never going to do it. Minecraft landed at the perfect time. It was the perfect game for what people were looking for. It got the hype in all the right. It was just one of those phenomenons that they have managed to just about keep on track. Although you can already see things wobbling in certain areas of the game. The updates that they're struggling to keep up with, the Minecraft lives promises they make, but they don't meet up with them. The changing of decisions all the time, the back and forth in with the community and changing the minds. There's a lot of, it feels like Minecraft's, although it's still biggest game in the world, it's still strong, it's still going places, it's still getting bigger. It feels like it's on rocky ground at the minute and they need some way of stabilizing it. I think Minecraft 2 would be the worst thing that they could do. And what could I think, envision, imagine it would be? I've thought a lot about this, and I what could they do? I have no idea. Not a clue.
No, I don't think a Minecraft 2 would ever work because it goes back to a core thing. Almost all spinoffs end up failing because they're always compared to the original. And it'd be like, well, the original Minecraft had this, or you could do this in Minecraft, or no, you're doing this in Minecraft too. No, that's not as vanilla as, Minecraft 1. No, I don't think it would ever work. And personally, I don't want to see it.
No. Jessiie?
I think that is one of those things when you try to copy the success of something, it's never going to quite match what the original was. So I don't know that having a Minecraft 2 would do what anyone would expect it to do, kind of thing. So it just feels like it would be unnecessary. And trying to imagine what that could be, like where they could spin it, like what could possibly work. I genuinely have no idea because in my brain, there's nothing that you can do as a spin-off to Minecraft, right? Like there isn't anything that I feel would be like the next logical step yet. I think what they're trying to do with Legends is possibly like the closest thing, right? They're trying to give lore to Minecraft. And that to me feels like that is the closest thing to Minecraft 2 that we could get that might have some like slim shot of success. So that's kind of my view on it.
Yeah, the other thing to consider is obviously we are a lot older now than when Minecraft started, and when Minecraft started, it was aimed at that generation at the time. It's not impossible that in 10, 20 years' time, there's so much of a change in the culture and the generations that a different style of Minecraft or a different a different aspect or Minecraft focused at a different audience would make sense, but there's no way we could consider what that would be, because in order to do that, we would have to be in that culture and that understanding of those, that audience at that age. So we're not. So I don't know. It's a really hard one, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Peeps. That is the end of today's questions. If you would like to ask us a question for next week's podcast, then you can do by sending an email to news@theminecraftupdate.com and put question in your subject line, or you can fill out our handy feedback form that's on our very much unfinished website, or if you wanted to make Rotated Owlface very happy, you could join the Discord and chuck it in there instead. That is it from us this week, other than to tell you what we are going to be doing this week, starting with Jessie. What you got going on?
I plan on having an episode out next week. Don't hold me to it, but I plan on it. And all of the streams. You are going to see me all over the place streaming. So, yay. Other than that, that's about it.
Slack?
For me, videos still going to be rolling out on Tuesdays and Fridays. Actually trying to get ahead on that. And I am back to streaming whenever I feel like it. So like Jessie said, expect to see me live pretty much all the time. Yeah. Just, yeah, I live to stream. I enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I would love to tell you that I'm going to be making loads of videos and doing loads of streaming, but unfortunately, I say unfortunately, I'm really looking forward to it this year, actually. It's the summer holidays for my kids starting Friday. I'm picking up Oliver at 2 p.m. tomorrow. I've got him for a week. It's going to be his birthday. Then he's going home for a few days, and he's coming back for a few days. Then he's going on holiday for a couple of weeks, and he's coming back to me for a week, and we're going on holiday. So it's very unlikely you're going to get any level of consistency out of me over the next few weeks, but that's pretty consistent for me. So I will stream when I can. I will put out videos when I can. I will keep up the vlog as much as I can, but I am going to... One of my bad habits, which I'm going to be discussing in my vlogs, is not avoiding my children, but focusing too much on work and not living their younger lives with them. So I'm going to put as much effort as I can into being a good dad this summer. So that comes first. Unfortunately, this part of the podcast comes last. And as I always say at the end of every single podcast I've done, if you got a middle name as long as mine, don't forget to write really small or you run out of paper.
Potato, tomato.
Peace out.
Potato, tomato.
Everybody on the moon.
Mm-hmm. Good talk, guys. Good talk.
Get it this time.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think that's the one.
I think that was the one. Peace out. You might need to include a bruh in there, though.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll add it in the edit. Don't worry about it, guys.
Bruh.
Bye, guys.